So this was bound to happen eventually, but I spilled some more stuff on the floor. I was literally about to start filming and I had like a little basket of all my products I was gonna talk about today. And then I must have like moved out. I was like, and one of my nail polishes hit at exactly the right angle. Well, really the wrong angle. And just exploded all over my carpet. So now my carpet is pink, so that's great.
This is after hours and hours and hours of trying to clean it. Still slightly stained.
I have pink nail polish still all over my hands, and currently it's soaking with carpet cleaner, so fingers crossed that comes out. I'm like a child. I cannot be trusted. I should have like newspaper out all over the floor. Hello everyone, I'm here today to share with you guys my haul update. So 2 weeks ago I did my haul where I talked about my first impressions of the products, swatches, things like that. And I also did a 5 first impressions talking about some of the products, which I will link at the end of the video for you guys in case you're interested in that. But today, 2 weeks later, I have tested all of these products out. I've worn them for full days and I want to share with you the good and also the bad. I also received a couple of other press samples that I've been testing out in that 2 week time frame, so I thought I would like lump it in and share with you guys my thoughts on those as well. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And without further ado, let's get into this. So I'm gonna start with these 2 palettes. These are by MAC and I have Prissy Princess as well as Power Hungry. I've been testing these out and I want to share with you guys my thoughts on each of them individually. So the first one, the Princess one, I have been playing around with this a little bit, and to be honest, and I never thought I would say this, but it's almost a little too cool toned. There was really only one matte shade that I could like really apply to the crease. This shade was way too pink for me. The highlight was fine, but it wasn't as dramatic as I would like. And overall, I just wasn't using this as much as I thought I would. And then the other one, Power Hungry, I definitely use this one more. The quality of both is good. Like, I think that they're very blendable shadows. MAC shadows tend to be very good quality, and I found these to be on par with them. But in terms of the selection, I found that this one was a little bit more wearable for me. So like right now today, I have this all over my lid, and then I'm wearing these 2 in the crease. And then I found like that wasn't enough. That was almost too light. I needed almost like a warm tone because again, these felt a little bit neutral. I wanted something warmer. And so I actually went in with the Naked Shapeshifter palette, which I will get to in a bit, and use one of those contour shades to kind of deepen up the crease a bit. And yeah, the rest of them, like the sparkly shades and stuff, are really pretty and they wear very well. They're very nice and smooth and soft in terms of quality. I think it's there. The combination of colors isn't something I would personally pick, and so I can see myself using it, but I would need like other palettes with it, and there was nothing super standout about this to me. It's not something, in my personal opinion, that's like a need. One product I have been really enjoying is by First Aid Beauty. This is their Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I have been using this for the last week and a half, and it's basically been my go-to primer. It does such a good job, not only priming the skin and making sure that you add a lot of longevity to your foundation, but I find that it gives a little bit of a subtle glow to the skin, but not in a sparkly way. It's very hydrating without being really moisturizing. It doesn't feel like I have a lot of heavy oils on my skin, but it doesn't feel like it's drying me out either. It seems to blend well with other primers and other highlights, like liquid highlights that I kind of mix all together to create my own concoction, and I've been reaching for this a lot. I really enjoy it. Next up are the Estee Lauder Pure Color Envy lipsticks. I have Deeply Moved and Baby Bloom here. And I tested these out, and honestly, I don't know, but they felt very like dry. And maybe it's just the ones that I got, because a lot of people have been talking about how amazing these are. But I found them to be just very dry and they were pulling on the lips. It was really hard to get a lot of color payoff. And I just find that I have other lipsticks that are better. So for me, these were a miss, not something I'm going to be reaching for. And yeah, I was hoping for better. Next up is a product from Pixi. This is from the drugstore, and it is their Quick Fix Powder Translucent. And I had a time with this one. What I originally did is I opened up the base, and I know you're all like, if you've used this before, you're like, no, don't do it. So inside this little like cap here, because it looks like it's a cap, so I was just like unscrewing, I'm like do, and powder went everywhere because that, so you know, is where all the powder lives. So what you are supposed to do is pull off this cap, and it has this little powder puff here, and inside all the powder goes in. There's like a little hole underneath here. I had to investigate. I had no idea how this worked. There's a little hole, and all the powder, every time you press like this, it's supposed to come out and you kind of dab it on the skin. And I felt like it wasn't enough. I totally understand you want it to be buildable. You don't want a ton of powder to come out all at once because you don't want it to look super cakey, but I don't know, I felt like I wasn't doing anything. I couldn't get under the eyes really well because you really have to like press. I felt like I wanted to get the powder out, so I'm like smacking myself in the face. I'm like, this kind of hurts. I can see waves of powder going everywhere. So apparently it works, it doesn't look like it. So I mean, I guess you could set the rest of your face, but I felt like I was pressing super hard and I couldn't do under the eyes, so I'd have to use a different powder for that because you can't really open this up, as I learned, and use like a different, I don't know, brush or something for it. So I don't know, this sort of has limited uses for me. I thought it did a good job, like in terms of setting the face once I actually like got some product, but the mechanisms in place to make this work were just not there for me. Next up, I want to talk about some nail polishes, and I received a really cute press sample from Sally Hansen, and they had like all these beautiful nail polishes all around, and it was their collaboration they did with Crayola. You can see some of them here. I would show you the pink one, but it is currently spilled all over my floor. They're very bright and vibrant colors as per sort of the Crayola brand, and I thought it was really cute. So I've been playing around with a couple of the different colors, and I have to say the one thing about these is that they chip really quickly, like within like a day. Like the color is there. They're very pigmented. You need 1 or 2 coats depending on what shade you're using. But yeah, they just were chipping really easily for me. Now, I've said this anytime I talk about nail polish, I am very hard on my nails. I don't really do anything to make them last longer. I'm constantly picking off wrappers and I'm playing with my kids, and just my nails don't normally last that long anyway. But a day is a little bit too short for me. They dried really quickly, but maybe if you're better with your nails, you'd have better luck with these. But for me, they chip far too quickly for me to use them on a regular basis. Now onto these really cute lipsticks from Hourglass, and the way that these work is they have all of these little refills. These are their ultra slim lipsticks. So they have all these refills. They are $28 Canadian, and then they also have one where you buy this really like super gorgeous packaging on the outside, and then obviously a refill of whatever color you want, and that's $42. So first of all, right off the bat, packaging. A++ Hourglass. These are gorgeous. And then in terms of the actual product itself, they are very smooth. You need to be very light-handed when you apply them. When I was swatching them on my hand, they're very creamy. So I was like swatching them on my hand like I would normally, and they started to like smush a little bit, and I was like, oh no. But applying them to lips, I didn't have that difficulty, and they applied very well. I like the fact that they're ultra slim. I was kind of worried about that at first because I was like, there's not a lot of product in here. But it was actually kind of nice because then you can get a very precise line and really get into those little like crevasses in the outer corners very easily. And it gives a nice, not matte, but not glossy finish. And I felt it wore fairly well. It wasn't, you know, a super long lasting lipstick, but it wasn't like completely wiping off or smearing all over my face either. So that's good. However, my thing with this is the fact that it's $28 Canadian for like not a lot of product. Like this is what you get for $28, not including buying this, because I mean, honestly, if you're gonna buy this, you're gonna buy the 42 first, and then when you need a refill, you're gonna get this. Now, they are very good quality lipsticks, and I think they are beautiful, and if packaging is your thing, I think they're awesome. But for me, I don't know. I don't know if I could justify myself being a homebody too. Like I don't leave my house that often. So I don't know if I could justify the cost of these myself personally. However, they are beautiful. The quality is there. So if you like packaging, if you like Hourglass, they are beautiful, but the price, not so sure about that. Next up, I want to talk about the Urban Decay Shapeshifter that I mentioned earlier. This is a little palette of both powder and cream contour shades. It has some highlight as well as contour shades, and matte as well as shimmer, and I kind of want to talk about my experience with these. So first of all, these powders are what I am wearing on my skin today. I actually went in with this shade originally with this Artiste brush, and I was like dipping it in, not like super hard or whatever, I just sort of tapped it in and I went like this. It's very pigmented, and a little bit dark for me. Like I thought that would be like a totally fine shade. Just keep that in mind. It is very pigmented, but it did blend out really nicely, so that's a good thing. This highlight shade down here is beautiful. I really, really like it. I haven't used really the matte shade that often, to be honest, but I love this shade. I haven't played with the contour cream shades too much. Like this is just very, very dark for me. This shade right here is very pretty. Like it's super creamy and pigmented. It looks gorgeous on the skin too. It adds a nice lightness. I'll use it even in the outer corners of my eyes if I want to create more of like a sharp contrast against a wing or something like that. Very, very pretty. And this shade up here layers very well underneath the powder highlight. So I feel like I'm blinding you guys with this massive mirror. I'm really sorry. The nice thing actually about the cream side is it's very lightweight and it dries down to almost like a powdery finish. So it doesn't feel really sticky or tacky on the skin. It blends out really smoothly and it doesn't clump onto any powder products you put on top of it. So that's really good. If you like a really good strong contour, you would probably really like this product. Another product from Urban Decay I didn't as much like is their Liquid Aura Illuminating Mix in Medium. I've used this, I talked about it a little bit more in the haul, having actually tried it on my skin at that point. And I've tried it a couple more times. I've mixed it in with foundation, with primer, and I don't know, like I think personally, just gonna grab a product for a second. I personally prefer, if we're talking about like illuminating products that you would mix in with a primer or foundation, I really like the ABH Liquid Glow. This is in Perla. I think that this adds more of a strong statement because I mean, if you're trying to make your skin look dewy, you want it to look a little bit dewy. This, I feel like you had to add too much product, and then with my foundations, it just seemed to cancel it out almost, and it just wasn't strong enough for me. And so, I don't know, I'm not reaching for it as much as I would like. Now onto the Butter London Plush Rush lipsticks, and I've been testing these out a little bit, and first of all, very creamy, very pigmented. They go on very smoothly onto the lips. Not super long wearing, but they're nice, good shade range, lots of different neutrals to pick from. They do feel a little bit tingly because they are supposed to be plumping, not in like a really negative, like a stinging kind of a way, but like in a pepperminty way. You do feel them on the lips. Now I don't have overly thin lips, so I didn't really notice much of a difference, but these aren't really targeted towards me. So, I mean, for me, how they looked on the lips, they looked good. I was very aware that there was like a tinglingness going on, very pepperminty. It wasn't bothering me, but I was aware that it was there. So these aren't something that I wear on a super regular basis, but the colors are very pretty. Now on to some skincare from Drunk Elephant. One of the products that I really enjoyed that I want to talk about is the Marula Luxury Face Oil. Love this stuff. I have been using this a lot lately in a couple of different ways. So one, at nighttime, I kind of pat it over my serum and then go to bed. Another, when I wake up in the morning, if I'm applying makeup in particular, I will take like 1 or 2 drops, blend them into my hand, and I will pat them all over my face, especially underneath the eye area. I find that it really helps to not let the concealer under my eyes crease. It just really hydrates that area, but it doesn't like gum up any of my products either if you give it time to sink in. So this has been a really great product. I've really been enjoying this. The other product I've been enjoying is their Baby Facial, which I don't actually have here. I should probably go grab that. So it is supposed to resurface the skin and reveal very radiant skin, but not anything that feels really like harsh on the skin. It has AHA as well as BHA in it. It's supposed to exfoliate the pore lining to remove any excess buildup and sort of shrink down the pores so your skin looks more smooth and even. So I've been using this once a week for probably like 3 weeks now. I really like it. I think it does a great job. It doesn't feel super harsh on my skin, or like to the fact where my skin feels like tingly and I'm like, I need to get it off. Like, it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels very gentle, but it still does a really good job, and it makes my skin feel very glowy and soft. In terms of a product that I didn't really love that much was the Be Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. This is supposed to be a really intense hydrating gel, as per the name. And it's supposed to continually hydrate the skin over a 72-hour period, I want to say, or until you wash it off. And I don't know, I put it on, you get that immediate like, hey, I put something on my face and it feels nice and hydrating kind of effect. But over time, I didn't feel like that, I don't know, feeling like my skin was still hydrated. I have very dehydrated skin, not dry skin, but it feels like it needs like water. So this didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really impress me, especially for the price of some of these products. but these two definitely am going to continue to use, and I love them. And I think that's everything for the, oh no, I forgot. I almost forgot to talk about the Giorgio Armani lipsticks. These are their Ecstasy Shine lipsticks, and I tested them out, and honestly, some were more pigmented than others, and I felt like the shade range was sort of weird to me. Like there was a lot of reds and some nudes, but I was really hoping for like a coral and a pink, and maybe I just missed it or whatever, but like I didn't see that. And I don't know, they just felt very liquidy. They had to be layered a lot. The shine was very pretty, but they do not last on the lips at all because of that like shiny element, the fact that they're very thin in terms of the consistency, which can be really nice for more of the nude shades. For me personally, I don't think these are worth the splurge. I think there are other products from Giorgio Armani that I would like a lot better than these. The shine is very pretty, the nudes are really pretty, but I don't see myself reaching for these on a very frequent basis. And that's everything for this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you like these haul updates and you are excited for some more goodies in the future. I have lots of new products that I am excited to test out. I have a couple of 5 first impressions coming up and lots of other things, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that's everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing week so far, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you, girls. Mwah.